Hey guys, this is A1 Blackjack. Welcome back to the channel. This is a channel where we teach you how to count cards fast. And speaking of that, I've had a number of you reach out to me lately and just kind of say how interested you've become in counting cards or how my channel has helped in some way. And so for those of you that have reached out, or even those of you that are kind of thinking the same type of thing, I want to give you a couple more options today that might help propel your card counting journey just a little bit, all right? So first off, we're going to go kind of beginner to medium to more advanced, depending on where you're at in your card counting journey. So if you want to skip to those different timestamps I have, feel free to do so. But anyway, for my beginners, one thing that you might want to do before you get too far into this is just maybe order some cards, right? So for example, I don't know if I would say sponsored at all, but I kind of partnered with Casino Supply. And to help you guys out, my viewers, there's a deal where if you order anything from them, whether it's chips, a custom felt, cards, a shoe, discard tray, anything like that, you get 10% off. So feel free to use them as much as you want with my code A1BJ. All right, A1BJ for A1 Blackjack. That's going to get you 10% off your order, and I also get a 10% kickback on that as well. So I would appreciate anything that you buy there, and it's super quality stuff. This is the best type of plastic and things. I've mentioned that before in other videos. But anyway, if you're a beginner, what you might want to consider is buying some cards, all right? Maybe just start with a couple decks, see if you can count through those. And these are like casino style cards where the numbers are nice and big. It should be good for helping see that and kind of getting used to what the type of cards you're going to see in a casino are, as that's the ones you're going to be counting, all right? And then if you are past that point, if you're like, I have plenty of cards, don't need that anymore, then what you might want to do next is maybe get a discard tray, right? There is something called deck estimation that we need to know as card counters, because it's one thing to have a running count, but then you also need to convert that to what's called a true count. And you have to train your eye by kind of deciding how many cards are in there. For example, give you a little lesson here as I'm promoting some of this stuff. This is exactly 2 decks, okay? Now, you might be able to get that, but what about if we add more decks to it? Or maybe you can get it to where you can convert to a half deck, right? Where you would know exactly how many cards are in there. That's a very important skill to have. So I might consider buying a discard tray if I were you. Okay, so that's kind of some of my beginner stuff. If you're like, yeah, I got all that, I can do that. I can have something to train with deck estimation. Then for my medium type people that have been into this for a little bit, you might want to consider getting my basic strategy flashcards, right? Or I should say, my deviation flashcards, right? This is the illustrious 18 and Fab 4, which are when you like some surrender type things is the Fab 4, but the illustrious 18 are going to be the most important and the most profitable, I should say, deviations when it comes to blackjack, right? So for example, let me pick one out here, a 12 versus a dealer's 2. Okay, so on the back, you need to kind of decide what's the normal play and what would you do after that. And here it says you normally hit, but you're going to stand at a true count of +3 or higher. Okay, so that's just something to consider when you kind of are moving up a little bit in the realms of card counting. Okay, so that is kind of a medium level. Along with that, if you want to kind of get the most bang for your buck, I do have a Patreon that you could potentially join. If you join the highest tier, you get both of these for free, along with anything else that is in my store at that moment. So that might be something to consider, because I think it's $20 a month for the highest tier. These are $10, these are $12. So right there, you've kind of got what you have paid for. If you don't like the videos that are on there, you can cancel after a month. That doesn't bother me at all. If you want to join the Patreon anyway, and you want to kind of get my video course, but you don't want to spend $20 and you don't need cards, you're like, I understand basic strategy and things like that, then you might want to consider that middle tier, which is $10 currently on Patreon. And with that comes a 25 lesson video course, right, that kind of goes through some different videos. There's a couple that are already on YouTube, but I wanted to kind of put those in the mix as well, and some that are exclusive to Patreon. So again, if I were you and you don't like the videos that come out regularly on Patreon, maybe just get 1 month's worth, for $10, and then cancel that after you've watched all those videos, okay? I don't think I've ever seen a casino where the minimum bet is less than $10. And so I think you're getting your money's worth with that, because if it teaches you a couple things and saves you at least $10, you've got what you've paid for. All right, that's my thought at least. Also, there are videos coming out every single week on Patreon that I kind of go through. I implement bet spreads. We do counting videos and things like that. But again, you don't have to watch that. If you just want to watch the video course, then cancel after a month, feel free. Okay, then for my more advanced people, I also am partnered with Blackjack Apprenticeship. Blackjack Apprenticeship is the name in Blackjack, okay? If you Google anything Blackjack related, they are for sure, or I should say card counting related, they are for sure going to come up as the #1 search, because they have been in the business for a long time and they have excellent training resources and things like that. Now, it is a little bit on the pricey side, so if you are kind of taking this thing seriously and you want to be trained right, kind of like the $10 from my Patreon course, theirs, I want to say, is right around $500, okay? But you will definitely gain that back and plenty more because they train you up the right way. There's pro betting software that tells you exactly what to bet based off of your bankroll. There's a whole video course with way more videos than I have that Colin is the main guy, Colin Jones, and he does a fantastic job of going through step by step from before a trip to kind of planning a bankroll, taking a trip, money security, when to bet what, when to surrender, when to do everything that you need to do when it comes to blackjack. So that's something that I would suggest. Now, kind of a tip there is they also have kind of 3 tiers. The first one is probably not worth it. The last one's not worth it, but that middle tier for their membership is, I think it's called the Apprentice. That is what you want. That's what I have, and that is more than enough to get you all your blackjack needs, okay? So just a couple more resources there for you guys. I know that some of you have been, again, reaching out and asking a lot of really good questions, but I can only answer so many of those, and I thought this might be a video to address some of those other things where, if you're a beginner, if you're kind of more in the middle, or if you're at the advanced stage of your card counting journey, you would have somewhere to turn. So anyway, hopefully you like this video. A little tip for you here on the weekend, because I know that's when you guys usually consider buying some of this stuff. If you do, it really helps me out when you support me in those ways. The Blackjack Apprenticeship, by the way, that link is down in the pinned comments, along with the Casino Supply link. So again, if you use my code at Casino Supply A1BJ for anything you want to buy there, and if you use my link for Blackjack Apprenticeship, I do get a little bit of a kickback for those things. So I appreciate you guys, and until next time, remember, this is A1 Blackjack.